Hi everyone, this is Dave Makashar, PMP, MSP, Advanced PM, which is really just a whole bunch of letters to say I'm certified internally in P&G and externally in the industry to manage projects and programs. And I'm here today to talk to you about Agile Project Management. But wait, you might say, Dave, we're not IT project managers. Don't worry, it's okay. Fact of the matter is, we are all involved in projects, whether as a customer, project manager, or a resource. Additionally, Agile is not just for IT. While it was initially created for software development, it's applicable to other types of projects as well, such as facility moves and company reorganizations. And lastly, whether you are a customer of IT or leading your own projects, this presentation will help you understand your project management methodology options. Let's get started. Over the course of the next 10 minutes, I will take you through the history of project management, an overview of Agile, discuss its benefits and limitations, and conclude with a discussion around the choice of methodology. So, what is project management? The Project Management Institute, or PMI, defines a project as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Consequently, project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. From these definitions, it is clear that project management has always been practiced. From the Great Pyramid of Giza to the construction of the Great Wall of China. However, it began to emerge as a formal methodology in the 19th century when Henry Gantt developed planning and control techniques to ensure project schedule monitoring and control. The traditional and most common project management methodology is known as waterfall, which is a sequential and linear process of project management. It consists of several discrete phases, where each phase begins only upon completion of the prior phase. Due to its sequential system, waterfall methodology has its clear benefits, such as progress tracking, which is simple and more easily measured based on the linear, time-based project schedule. Additionally, waterfall lends itself to upfront requirements definition at the early phases of the project, which, consequently, makes planning and designing more straightforward. However, this characteristic of waterfall also leads to its challenges, particularly the difficulty of defining final requirements, which leads to insufficient or unnecessary product features, resulting in customer dissatisfaction and ultimately leading to a higher cost of change. Moreover, in their book Lean Software Development, Mary and Tom Poopendijk discuss the 7 challenges or wastes of software development. A double click on extra features reveals the following. Studies have shown that we actually use only 1/5 of product functionalities that we build. In response to these challenges, Agile Project Management methodology was born, which brings us to the next topic. What is Agile methodology? Agile truly took form in 2001 when 17 software developers published the Manifesto for Agile Software Development, commonly referred to as Agile Manifesto, to define the approach now known by the same name. The Agile Manifesto formally proclaimed 4 key values: individuals and interactions, working software, customer collaboration, and responding to change. By definition, Agile is a project management methodology that uses short development cycles called sprints to focus on continuous improvement in the development of a product or service. Now, let's take a peek behind the curtains and look at this in detail. This exhibit shows a representative process diagram of Agile. Now, allow me to break it down for you into 5 key aspects. First, compared to waterfall sequential approach, Agile is an iterative project management methodology. It emphasizes the rapid delivery of an application, product, or service in complete, functional, or usable components. Rather than creating tasks and schedules, all time is time-boxed into phases called sprints, where each sprint has a defined duration, typically 2 to 4 weeks, with a well-defined list of deliverables, referred to as the sprint backlog, which is planned at the start of the sprint. Second, Agile is focused on delivering what is broadly called the minimum marketable product, or MMP, also known as minimum viable product, MVP, or potentially shippable product increment. In Agile, requirements and design are focused on defining this MMP with the engagement of the customer. Each succeeding sprint is then aimed at delivering incremental end-to-end functionality and value based on customer needs and feedback. Third, Agile is a team-based approach. Agile project teams are typically small, around 6 to 7 members. They are self-organizing and commonly co-located. Team members are expected to flow to the work as opposed to having rigid, defined roles. Daily face-to-face meetings are the norm. In Agile, customer satisfaction is always the highest priority. All deliverables are documented in a product backlog and are prioritized based on business value, as defined by the customer, with the objective of completing the highest value features first. Lastly, Agile requires high stakeholder engagement. Agile's team-based approach is not limited to just project team members. It is common to have stakeholders and developers collaborating closely on a daily basis. As work is completed, it can be reviewed and evaluated by the project team and customer through daily builds and end-of-sprint demos. Agile relies on a very high level of customer involvement throughout the project, but especially during these reviews. To illustrate, let's take the customer need of transportation. In other words, going from point A to point B. Under the waterfall approach, the project could take 12 to 18 months, with the objective of building a car. In this scenario, the first few months are focused on building the wheels, followed by the next phase of creating the chassis, followed by the car's body, and finally, assembly of the full car. In this scenario, the customer waits until the end of the project to receive a usable product to meet his or her need. In an Agile approach, the focus is on meeting the need for transportation, rather than the build of the car per se. In this case, the first sprint will be focused on providing a minimum viable product to meet the customer need, such as building a skateboard. The next sprint will deliver a refined solution in the form of a scooter, followed by another sprint which delivers a bicycle to allow faster travel time. This can be followed by a fourth sprint that delivers a motorcycle which provides improved functionality, such as motorization. Finally, a fifth sprint would deliver a car, thereby providing the final functionality of increased comfort, such as air conditioning and comfortable seats. The key is each iteration provides a useful product that meets the customer need, with increasing functionality prioritized based on the value to the customer. As a result, the customer is happy and satisfied with each sprint. Now that we've familiarized ourselves with Agile methodology, let's look into its benefits and limitations. In the Chaos Report, Agile was lauded as a universal remedy for software development project failure. Indeed, through its iterative team-based approach, Agile delivers multiple benefits. First, project and product visibility. Agile maintains a high level of visibility throughout by keeping stakeholders highly engaged and providing regular product demos and reviews at the end of each 2 to 4 week sprint. In contrast, Waterfall is prone to communication gaps, as the methodology gathers requirements upfront, then goes into a black box to develop, before re-emerging again when the deadline approaches. Second, business value delivery. With Agile, business value is delivered earlier through incremental delivery with each sprint, as compared to Waterfall, where the final product and value are delivered at the end of the project. Moreover, since Agile prioritizes delivery of biggest benefits first, the methodology also results in a faster return on investment. Finally, project cost management. In Agile, cost of change grows linearly as the size of the project grows with each sprint. Moreover, Agile also supports a frugal development process. Through its iterative approach and strong stakeholder engagement, the methodology effectively prevents unnecessary developments and unused features, which are a huge source of waste. With every sprint, Agile facilitates the process of cutting the tail of product features, thereby reducing associated development costs. While Agile has its unique benefits, it's important to note that it's not appropriate for all projects. Because incremental delivery, stakeholder engagement, and small self-organizing teams are integral to the methodology, Agile cannot be used, or at the very least is not advisable for projects that do not lend itself to these concepts. For example, Agile cannot be used in the following types of projects. First, infrastructure and big bang projects. Such projects require large-scale build-outs, and the final usable product cannot be done in increments. As an example, you can't use half a bridge. The incremental delivery approach would not be suitable in this scenario. Secondly, projects with uncommitted stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement is crucial throughout the Agile methodology as it ensures better understanding of business needs, right prioritization of product features, and an ongoing feedback loop with customers. Unfortunately, not all projects will have these highly engaged and available stakeholders, and in such cases, Agile methodology will struggle. Thirdly, projects with highly complex dependencies. Agile relies on project teams being able to self-organize and move at a rapid pace. Highly complex dependencies and high systems integrations slow down these Agile project teams and impede their progress. Finally, projects with large dispersed project teams. For an Agile project team to self-organize effectively, it cannot be too big such that internal communication breaks down. Likewise, co-location plays a big part in ensuring daily collaboration. A large and dispersed project team will struggle to have the same flexibility. Now, after discussing both the benefits and limitations of Agile and Waterfall, the question remains, which one should I use? The answer is that it depends. The choice of methodology is highly dependent on the type of project, as well as scope flexibility, team size, and stakeholder engagement. Studies have shown that Agile is extremely beneficial when a project has flexible scope, a small self-organizing team, and highly engaged stakeholders. It is critical, though, to avoid the pitfall of adopting an inappropriate methodology. Deep understanding of a project, as well as an education of the various methodologies available in the industry, will be crucial in selecting the right methodology for you. As I close this presentation, I wanted to leave you with a few questions to consider. First, do you have a project, whether current, previous, or future, that would benefit from Agile PM methodology? If yes, how could Agile be applied? Second, what benefits and/or limitations of Agile resonate with you the most? Why? Third, do you have a strong preference for a certain project management methodology over others? Which one and why? Lastly, in today's technologically advanced world, we are surrounded by many products and services that were developed using Agile. Can you name a few? Here's a hint, you're likely using one right now. Finally, in case interested, here is a list of the references that I used for my presentation. And that's a wrap. Thank you very much, folks, and I look forward to the discussion.